You haven't really changed how you eat, and yet your blood pressure keeps creeping up. That can feel confusing because nothing seems different, the same meals, the same habits, and still the numbers are a little higher every time you check. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And today I want to walk through something most people don't think about. Not the obvious things, not the salt shaker on the table, but the everyday foods that quietly add up. Foods that feel perfectly normal, foods most of us have been eating for decades. This isn't about fear, it's just about understanding what's going on. Because once you see it clearly, the fix is often simpler than you'd expect. So let's take a moment to understand what's happening in the body. As we get older, especially after 60, our blood vessels naturally become a little stiffer. That's just part of aging. And at the same time, the body becomes more sensitive to sodium. The kidneys don't clear it out quite as efficiently as they once did. So the same amount of salt that felt fine at 40 can affect you differently now. The American Heart Association has noted this for years. Sodium sensitivity tends to increase with age, which simply means what we eat starts to matter more. That's not a reason to worry, just a reason to pay a little closer attention. So let's walk through 5 foods that many people don't realize are quietly working against them, and what you can reach for instead. The first one is deli meats. Turkey, ham, roast beef. They feel like a reasonable choice. A light lunch, a bit of protein, nothing extreme. But what most people don't realize is how much sodium is packed into processed meats. Just a few slices can contain anywhere from 400 to 700 milligrams of sodium. And that's before adding bread, mustard, or anything else. The CDC has consistently pointed to processed and packaged meats as one of the major sources of sodium in the American diet. It adds up faster than most people expect. A small shift here can make a real difference. Choosing a low-sodium version or even slicing up some chicken or turkey you cook at home. Simple change. Meaningful impact over time. The second one is canned soup. Soup feels comforting, warm, easy, something you might even think of as healthy. But many canned soups are surprisingly high in sodium. A single can range from 800 to over 1,000 milligrams. That's a large portion of what many people should have in an entire day. The NIH suggests that people managing blood pressure aim for around 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. So one bowl of soup can take you most of the way there before noon. The good news is you don't have to give up soup. Many brands offer low sodium or no salt added options now. And a simple homemade soup, even a basic one, can be both satisfying and much easier on your system. The third one surprises a lot of people: packaged cereals and instant oatmeal. Oatmeal itself is actually very good for heart health. That part is well established. But the flavored instant packets, many of them come with added sodium and sugar. It's easy to assume something is healthy just because it looks like it should be. But sometimes it's worth turning the box over and checking the label. A plain rolled oat cooked for a few minutes with cinnamon, berries, maybe a little honey. That's a breakfast that truly supports your heart. Same idea with cereals. Some popular brands contain more sodium than people expect. A small habit, just reading the label, can make a big difference. The fourth category is sauces and condiments. This is one of the most overlooked areas. Soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, bottled dressings, ketchup. Even things that don't taste especially salty can contain a lot of sodium. Just 1 tablespoon of regular soy sauce can have close to 900 milligrams. The Mayo Clinic and others have highlighted condiments as a major hidden source of sodium. But the good news is, this is one of the easiest areas to adjust. Low sodium versions are widely available, and simple alternatives, olive oil, lemon juice, herbs, can add flavor without adding pressure to your system. The 5th one is frozen meals. They're convenient, and sometimes they're exactly what you need at the end of a long day. But many frozen meals, even the ones labeled healthy or light, can contain anywhere from 700 to over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. That's how they maintain flavor and shelf life. Labels can be a little misleading too. Reduced sodium doesn't always mean low sodium. It just means less than before. If you do rely on frozen meals, look for options closer to 600 milligrams or less. They do exist. You just have to look a little more carefully. So let's bring this together. 5 foods: deli meats, canned soups, flavored instant oatmeal and certain cereals, sauces and condiments, and frozen meals. None of these are bad in the absolute sense, and none of them need to disappear from your life. This is really just about awareness and making small adjustments that add up over time. Here are a few simple ways to start. First, take a quick look at labels. A useful benchmark from the FDA is around 140 milligrams of sodium per serving for something considered low sodium. Second, don't try to change everything at once. Pick one item from this list. Just one. That's enough. Third, build flavor without relying on salt. Garlic, herbs, spices, citrus. These can transform a meal without increasing sodium. Fourth, stay hydrated. Water helps your body manage sodium more effectively. And fifth, if you monitor your blood pressure at home, just do it gently, not obsessively, just enough to notice patterns over time. Before we finish, there's one important thing to remember. This isn't about fear, and it's not about perfection. Your body has carried you for decades, and it's done a remarkable job. What it needs now is just a little more awareness, a little more care. The kind of care you'd give to someone you value. The encouraging part is this. Research from the American Heart Association, the DASH diet studies, and long-term nutrition research all point in the same direction. Small reductions in sodium can lead to meaningful improvements in blood pressure. You don't have to change everything, just a few steady adjustments over time. And of course, it's always a good idea to talk with your doctor about what's right for you. Not as a formality, but because your situation is unique. If this was helpful, you might find value in some of the other videos here. We talk about simple ways to eat well, stay active, and feel your best without overcomplicating things. Take care of yourself. You're doing better than you think.